Hello all. In the last class we have discussed about the thermometer and the structure of thermometer, and also we have seen that in the thermometer we are going to use a liquid. A fluid will be used in the thermometer. So generally in clinical thermometer we have observed that we will be using mercury. So here, why we have to use only mercury as a fluid inside the thermometer? Why can't we use other liquid like water? So for that we are going to see an activity. By that we are going to understand why we are using mercury inside the thermometer. If you see here, we have an activity. For this activity, you have to take a flat bottom flask. This is known as flat bottom flask. In this flat bottom flask you have to fill it with colored water. You have to fill this flat bottom flask with colored water. Then you have to place a cork on it, and to that cork a small has to be there. Why? Because we have to insert a tube. This is a tube called as capillary tube. So capillary tube always will be open at both the ends. So we have to insert a capillary tube. Now what we have to do, you have to take a tub or tumbler and you have to fill it with cold water. Here a normal water, cold water you have to take, and you place this flat bottom flask in the tumbler. Then what do you observe is the colored water will be rising in the capillary tube till this extent. Here you can see the marking. Till this extent the water, colored water will be moving. The same round bottom flask, when you or another round bottom flask, same in this way, you have to prepare another flat bottom flask, and you have to place that in the hot water. When you place that in the hot water and compare these two flat bottom flask capillary tubes, so you will be seeing here, which is placed in the hot water, the rise of the water level is more when compared to the first one. Here first one, the water level is raised only to this extent, but if you see here in the second one, due to hot water, the water in the capillary tube has risen more. So by this what we have understood, all the liquids are going to expand on heating. So this is the principle. All the liquids are going to expand on heating. So with this principle only, based on this principle only, we are using mercury also in the thermometer. If you see here, when you place this thermometer in your mouth, suppose if your body temperature is high, if your body temperature is high, and when you place this thermometer inside your mouth, the liquid level is going to rise and it will show you the readings. So that's why we will be using this mercury liquid inside the thermometer. And you might ask, here water in the flat bottom flask, we are using water only. Water is also on heating, water level will also rise. So why there is a need of using mercury? We can even use water instead of mercury. But what happens if we use water, we are going to discuss now. First, if you see the properties of the mercury. Mercury, it is opaque, and mercury, it is shining. So in the thermometer, if you want to see the readings properly, the liquid should be opaque. It should not be transparent. If it is transparent, you cannot see the readings accurately. So the liquid should be opaque. Opaque means you all know, like wood. Wood is opaque. So you can't see other person who is standing behind the wooden door. That means in the same way here, mercury will be opaque. That means only the correct readings you can find it out. No illusion will be created. If you use water, what happens if you use water? If you see the thermometer color, it is transparent, and water is also transparent. Here illusion will be created. You cannot get an accurate reading because both will be transparent. Water will be transparent as well as thermometer also will be transparent. So you can't get the accurate readings. An illusion will be created. And as mercury is shiny, easily you can find it out where it has stopped. And next point, this mercury, it will not stick to the sides of the glass tube. Any other liquid if you use, the liquid might be stick to the glass tube, sides of the glass tube, but mercury is not. With mercury it is not going to happen like that. And mercury is a good conductor of heat. See, any liquid, if it has to rise, if it has to expand, means first it has to absorb the heat. When I place the thermometer in our body, if our body temperature is high, so first the liquid should have the capacity to absorb the heat. If at all it is going to absorb the heat, then only it is going to rise. Then only it is going to rise and it will give you some reading. If you use, instead of mercury, if you use some other poor conductor of heat, then what is the use? That poor conductor of heat will not absorb the heat only, then it is not going to rise. So we have to select a good conductor of heat so that it can absorb the heat. The liquid will absorb the heat, then it is going to rise. So mostly we have to select a good conductor of heat. And the mercury is available in pure state. And also if you see, its expansion is uniform. What is the meaning of its expansion is uniform? See, for example, here body temperature is rising by 1 degree. Suppose your body temperature is 21 degrees Celsius and it has raised to 22 degrees Celsius. So how many degrees it has raised? 1 degree Celsius. The liquid which is present, mercury liquid which is present in the thermometer, will also increase 1 centimeter only. For every 1 degree Celsius, it is going to rise 1 centimeter. If 2 degrees have increased, it is going to rise 2 degrees. That is called as a uniform expansion. For example, if your body temperature is 21 degrees Celsius and it has raised to 22 degrees Celsius, it will not move 5 centimeters. It can't take 5 centimeters. It cannot move. Okay. So this liquid has that property. For every 1 degree Celsius, it will move only 1 centimeter reading. So it is easy for us to find it out, the accurate reading. Not only mercury, even we can use alcohol in this thermometer. But alcohol will record very low temperature. That means what? See, your thermometer, the mercury which is present in our thermometer will record temperatures like, suppose you have 21 degrees Celsius and it is increased to 22 degrees Celsius. 1 degree Celsius it has increased. Mercury can find out, mercury will show the difference. It will rise. It will rise the readings on the thermometer. But for suppose your body temperature is 21 degrees Celsius and it has raised to 21.1 degrees Celsius. Here only 0.1 degree Celsius only your body temperature has increased. Mercury liquid cannot show that reading 0.1 degree Celsius difference, it cannot show. So if you want to record very minute readings also, then you have to use alcohol. And the disadvantage of alcohol is it shows more expansion. When you use alcohol, if your body temperature is 21 degrees Celsius and if it is increased to 22 degrees Celsius, so the raised temperature is 1 degrees. Actually mercury will move only 1 centimeter, but if you use alcohol it moves a lot. For 1 degree Celsius also its expansion is more, it's not like mercury. So for that reason, that these are the properties of alcohol. If you use alcohol in the thermometer, you can record very low temperatures, but the problem is the expansion will be very large when you use alcohol. But when you use mercury, expansions will be very uniform. So for every 1 degree it will rise only 1 centimeter. So that's why it is better, mercury liquid is better suited to use in the clinical thermometers. So this is about today's topic. In the next class we are going to see next further topic.